April 29th, 1992, 30 years ago. In a couple of days, we will be experiencing the 30-year anniversary of the Los Angeles riots. Talk to me. Let's go back before the riots even started. You know, when you saw the tape of Rodney King being beat, what were your, thoughts, and then how did it progress? Talk to me about your whole seeing it progress from there.
Man, the vibe of the city, everybody was all eyes on that trial. And they showed the beating on the news, and then they started doing the trial. It was like that was one of the first times I ever just locked down and watched something. Just didn't do nothing else but watch that trial most of the time. And when they came back with a not guilty verdict, I remember that day like it was yesterday. I remember like it was yesterday. Hold on. Let me find. Let me get the right effect for y'all. Hold on there. Hold on. I remember it like yesterday. I was at the tire shop. I was buying some tires. I had a van in. I was buying some tires, and I just bought the tires and went over to my cousin's house who lived around the corner. And while I was at his house, the shit on Florence and Normandy was jumping off. Okay, it was going down. I'm like, damn. First thing I'm joking to myself, damn. If I'd have waited, I could have got them tires for free. Okay, and I started coming home a couple of hours later after I left my cousin's house, and you start seeing pockets of smoke everywhere. Pockets of smoke everywhere. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I got home again, and dude, now on the way home, you start hearing the ambulances and the fire trucks, and it got a cloud of smoke over the city. When I got home, it was like, damn. As a survivor of the 1965 riots, I was 10 years old. That riot right there, my dad, he was asked to go looting. He wouldn't go. Okay, my old man wouldn't do nothing. He said, I don't do that. I ain't stealing shit. Blah 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 blah. I didn't participate in the looting. My brother did though. My brother was out there doing this thing. Okay, and he came back. He said, "Man, I have never seen the Crips and the Bloods get along so much like this in all my life." What you mean, man? He said, man, they were brothers were breaking into stores, and they'd be in the parking lot exchanging shoes and shoe sizes and shit, right? Warehouse shoe stores, it was in all of them. Okay, they closed them gates down. The brothers went down to the rental place. They got them big ass the fire department saws with the big blades on them. They was cutting pyramid shaped holes in the doors and going shopping. Okay, when they came out, they was in the parking lot. Crips, Bloods, SAs didn't make no difference. Everybody was out there exchanging shoe sizes. They were just grabbing shoes. They were changing sizes outside. In fact, it got so bad, they ran up in the AM PM not far from my house. My brother said they got all the good stuff. All the beer was gone, but they was outside exchanging ketchup and mustard and mayonnaise and shit, right? Bread and tortilla buns, whatever the case may be. And shortly after that, I think the city was on fire for about 3 or 4 days. And I took a ride down Vermont, not far from where I live around Vermont. And I started seeing all the stores that had been burnt down. But also, I got to go back for a second because I watched the news because I didn't really go nowhere during the riots itself. But I watched the news, and the news was almost telling people where to go. And you see a reporter, this is so-and-so and so-and-so for Channel 7 News. We're on the corner of Slauson and Vermont, and there is a store here, and there's not a cop anywhere, and people are having a field day. They're just running in here, they're looting, and we're on the corner of Crenshaw and so-and-so, and there's not a cop anywhere. So the cops, the police, the news was literally telling people where the action was, and the police weren't. I'm listening to this shit, right? And then shortly after that, that's when I made my little roll through the hood survey. And I saw so many businesses that had burnt down. But now the problem is, where you going to shop at? Where you going to get your clothes at? Now, because it still was high tension, folks was tripping you just can't run your ass down to Gardena or Torrance. They don't trust your black ass now. I don't know what you're gonna do. In fact, I was over on La Cienega and MLK Boulevard. There was a Target there. I ran out of gas. And I had to get. I kept my gas gauge in my van at that time didn't really work that well, so I ran out of gas. And I'm walking to the gas station to get some gas, and homeboy wouldn't sell me no gas. He wouldn't sell me no gas. He, oh no fire, no. I said, man, I'm trying to get my ass home, so I had to give money to another brother that was buying gas to put in the can, so I can put gas in the can, put in my truck to come back and get this same dude some money so I can get home. It was like that, dude. But I tell you something, for me, that changed my life. During those riots, I was asked to come on Continental Cable at that time over in Compton to do a show with some gang folks. There was a big truce. It was a big truce between the Bloods and the Crips. We had a couple of events trying to bring that unity together. I started doing not a podcast, but a public access show. And the catch of the show was it had to be live. It couldn't be pre-recorded. They had plenty of pre-recorded shows. They wanted somebody to host a show live on Compton Cable, and I took the class, and they offered the slot to me. No money involved, but every Thursday from 6 to 7:30, I hosted a show on Continental TV in Compton, and that's why I do my show now. That's why I don't even like doing pre-recorded shows. I've gotten so used to doing live shows, I don't even know how to do a pre-recorded show. So that started my career in live broadcasting. Before streaming, YouTube wasn't on YouTube. And when they finally went out of business and they stopped doing public access in 2008, live streaming was just coming around. YouTube, if it was around, it wasn't even that popular yet. I couldn't do what I was doing. They told us it was going to be down for 90 days. And that was 2008. They never brought it back again. But meanwhile, my boy Willie Moe was he was a part of my show. And I'm just saying, these are the kind of things that affected people's lives. We had a big event over at Magic Johnson Park. We had about, there's about 6,000-7,000 Bloods over there, Bloods and Crips, all ages, it was like the Warriors, dude. It was like being a part of the Warriors. I'm not bullshitting. You had people from all different sets, and wasn't nobody tripping but the police. The police was out there with cameras. They was out there harassing folks. And that was just one of many events that was done to promote unity. And after some of the other events, I only went to the one at Magic Johnson Park, but some of the other events, my boys who was part of the organizing team for doing that, so they did some other events. And after they would leave the event, they'd hear gunshots. Okay, nobody got shot, but they hear gunshots. Okay. And in the news, I remember the news very well, man. They would say stuff like, it's today is day 3 of the so-called gang truce. Let's see how long this lasts. I mean, sarcastic shit like that. Dude, I wish I would have recorded that shit. It was like, day 5 of the truce. Okay. Looking pretty good so far, we think. This kind of stuff. And then when something finally jumped off, well, that's the end of that. Okay. I mean, this is the attitude of the Channel 11, Channel 7. I'm watching this stuff, man. I'm watching like, damn. And I think I said this before in another related subject. I'm going to say it again. I knew a guy, my dad had a friend that owned a funeral home in Linwood. He came by my dad's house. They used to work together. And how's it going, man? Oh, man, it's tough. These niggas ain't killing each other. These niggas and Mexicans ain't killing each other no more. I'm about to go out of business. So, and he said that. I'm sitting there going, you would think, you forget that a funeral home is a basic business. Without no dead bodies, ain't nobody to bury. And, that was a big part of his business, the gang activity. And when you think about all the other money that's generated from gang activity, you understand why it's been going on for 50 years. It's a big money business. Nobody wants to say that, but it's big money in gangbanging. You don't make it. We don't get it, but it's money generated. I was on a panel, a peace panel a few weeks ago, and one of the guys says one murder generates $1 million. It's $1 million between the police department, the coroner's office, the DA's department, whatever hospitals are involved, ambulance. Look, think about this. When somebody gets shot, you got about 20, 25 cops just standing around the perimeter with their hands in their pockets, protecting the investigating deputies. They're going to be out there for at least 12 to 18 hours. The average cop make about $75 an hour. Think about it. The average cop make about $75 an hour. Okay? Not to mention overtime. And they sitting there on the car with their hands on their guns, rocking back and forth, trying to stay awake. They're not doing nothing. They're just making sure nobody crossed that yellow tape. The detectives are doing all the work. The photographers come out there. The coroner comes out there. Then that body got to go to the doggone to the coroner's office. They got to do an autopsy most times. All that right there. The county's being built money for that. Okay, so a lot of jobs are being done with this. Not to mention the job security you provide when you go to the penitentiary. Somebody get caught. That's jobs. Every person that gets a life sentence or 25 to life. That's 25 years. Somebody got to watch your ass. That's why they privatized the shit. It was good money. Okay, that's why they privatize stuff like that. They take the burden off the state. They build the prisons, take the money off the burden off the state. Say they got to build no prisons. State got an X amount of budget, and their whole job from the time they get that budget is to make that shit as cost effective and profitable as possible. It's not about giving you comfort, education, reform, none of that. It's about making a profit for the stockholders that own the prison stocks. Bottom line, anything else is bullshit. So you wonder why cats go to jail and just as fucked up as they were when they went in. Okay? Because they ain't trying to do nothing but get them to do their time. They got some programs, sure enough. They got a few programs. But most of your programs are when you get out. Ask me how I know, because I work with reentry programs all the time. There's more programs for a cat coming out of jail than there is for a cat keep a guy from going to jail. Real talk, baby. You talk to somebody.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
You're not talking to somebody who's speculating. I'm involved in this. I do this. Okay. When I'm not doing my podcast, I teach podcasting to reentry organizations. I attend the meeting. There's more programs help you get education, clothes, transportation, job. There's more programs to help you get on your feet once you come out of the system than it is to keep you from going to the system. And that right there, I made a comment before. That's a problem right there. That's a problem right there. There's an old song by the Whispers. Y'all can YouTube it. And it's, the hook line is, it seems like I got to do wrong for somebody to notice me. Okay. And it's basically the same philosophy. If you have a felony or you go to prison, you can go to college, you can go to high school, get your high school diploma, go to college, you get book vouchers, you get food vouchers, bus vouchers, place to live, all kind of stuff. But you got to do this first. There are a few programs to help you from doing dumb stuff, but most people don't find out about them till they done some dumb stuff.